This is the brief on the fiscal year 2027 U.S. government budget priorities. The newly proposed FY27 budget reveals a massive financial commitment to veterans' health, specifically treating toxic exposures, but it forces some really tough, controversial cuts to domestic areas like Native American programs. First, let's talk about the staggering investment in the Toxic Exposures Fund. Thanks to the 2022 PACT Act, the budget guarantees over $52 billion to care for veterans exposed to environmental hazards. You can kind of think of this as a dedicated, totally untouchable healthcare trust fund. It's there to ensure the massive cost of treating these folks doesn't just completely drain the standard VA medical budget. Second, we've got to track exactly where all that money is going because there is a huge shift toward community based care. See, the VA isn't just expanding its own hospitals, they're actually asking for an extra $1 billion in their standard budget, plus over $16 billion from that new Toxic Exposures Fund, specifically to let veterans use non VA private facilities. With over $17 billion flowing to outside clinics, it begs a pretty serious question. Are we quietly watching the privatization of veteran healthcare? Finally, we hit the domestic trade offs. Historic increases in defense and veteran spending means severe cuts elsewhere, and for FY27, they're explicitly targeting Native American programs. This is absolutely going to set up a massive fight on Capitol Hill, especially since Congress just rejected nearly $1 billion in similar tribal cuts last year. It just goes to show every federal budget is basically a zero sum game, where one group's historic victory often becomes another's existential threat. Ultimately, the FY27 budget makes good on its costly promises to exposed veterans, but it sets up a fierce legislative battle over who exactly is going to pay the price.